Hi, this is Libby with the Evanston Host Plan Initiative, and in this video I'm going to go over how to help us sift through the iNaturalist observations and confirm or suggest identifications. But before I do that, I'd like to thank you so much for volunteering your time and energy to helping with this effort. There are over 1,000 observations that we need to go through, and we really appreciate all the help that we can get. But with that being said, feel free to volunteer as much or as little time as you'd like. This is kind of a fun, I find it to be relaxing, and I like to put on a movie or music or podcast as I do it. So I definitely invite you to make it as enjoyable as possible for yourself. Feel free to reach out to me with any questions too, but I'm just going to quickly show you what we're looking to do. So first you'll go to iNaturalist.org. As you can see, I'm already logged in. I believe you could do this on your phone app or tablet app too. I'm going to show you how to do it on the website because that's where I usually like to sift through the data. So yeah, iNaturalist.org, and then you'll log in. I'm going to add a link in the description of this video for the project. If you're already a part of the project, you can also access the project by going to projects, host plants for the Rusty Patched Bumble Bee, and then next to recent observations, you'll click view all. Another way to get there, I'm just going to go back, is by typing into the search bar in the upper left, host plants for the Rusty Patched Bumble Bee. If you wanted to join the project, you would click about, but for this, we'll click view observations. And then we'll click filters, uncheck verifiable, and check needs ID. So essentially, and then click update search. So as of now, there are 415 observations for this portion of the project. Essentially, what happens is that you need to when somebody uploads an image, they can either say that they don't know what it is or they can guess a species. And then you need another 2 people to confirm that species in order for it to be research grade. So it's really a community effort of making sure that we're identifying species correctly. And so what you'll do is you'll go through, I like to, you have these 3 options, the map, where you can see the locations of each species, the grid, or the list. So I like to use the grid. I think it's a little easier to see. And I'm pretty much just going to go down and see which plant I can confirm the identification of. So I'm just scrolling. Like, I know that these would be goldenrods. I'm not great with my goldenrod identification quite yet beyond just the general genus. Joe Pyeweed, I will click on. And I'll click on the image again, and then again to get a closer up view. So I know that this is Joe Pyeweed. I could also Google a picture to confirm too. There's a lot of great field guides and species identification guides. And I'll click away or X out. And this was made by our own Leslie Shad, who's an excellent species identification person too. So that gives me extra confidence that this is a Joe Pyeweed. So I will click agree and just make sure it loads. So yeah, now it says madlib003 suggested an ID. I could also make comments if I wanted to. If I ended up suggesting an ID and then realize like, oh no, that's not actually what it is, you go to this little arrow and then click edit or withdraw. And then you click back. It will take you back to where we were. I just like to click filters again to make sure, yeah, okay, we have needs ID. So then you just kind of keep going. If one, we can work on this collaboratively because if one becomes research grade, it gets taken off of this list. And then once this is all sifted through and everything's research grade, the next step would be to do a more broader species identification look in Evanston. So this would include species that are have been listed as unknown. So wouldn't, like, for this project, like the actual collection project on iNaturalist, we have filters set up for the host plants to just automatically come and be filtered into the project. So this part of our efforts will be pretty much complete once the observations are closer to zero. So once a lot of these become research grade, because there have been 2 people that have confirmed the identification on each observation. The next phase of this volunteer opportunity is to look at more broadly the species that have been posted in Evanston, and we'll start with 2021. So this can include species that are categorized so far as unknown that somebody shared but didn't know the identification for. So you'll start by clicking Explore in this top bar. Go to click location and type in Evanston, Illinois. And then click Filters and uncheck Verifiable, as we did earlier. Check Needs ID. And let's start with the date range of January 1st, 2021. And then, so now there's 1,701 observations made. This will be much broader, as I mentioned, so it'll include insects and fungi and animal species. So you can definitely just scroll through until you know something and then go through that same process of clicking it, saying if you knew that this was a tall goldenrod, clicking agree, going back, and then just double checking that your filters, your 4 filters are still there. So yeah, your help means a lot. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out. You can contact me at evanstonhostplants@gmail.com or message me via Instagram or Facebook at Evanston Host Plants. Have a wonderful day.